Today on what I read today, it's Bleach Omnibus 3, which is volumes 7 through 9. It starts out with the introduction of both Renji and Byakuya, as Rukia's fate to be taken back to the Soul Society for execution is sealed. And this is the start of what I would call well, it's not quite the start. We first got this kind of eerie stillness, if you'd say a hollow feeling, starting in Memories of the Rain back in Omnibus 1, I think in the 3rd volume. But it's like this utter feeling of hopelessness and the hollowness that comes with it. It's a trademark of Bleach, and this is probably the first time we see it in its full glory. When Ichigo realizes there is absolutely nothing that he can do to save Rukia at this point in time. He tries, but it's all for naught right here. And if it weren't for Urahara, he would be screwed. We see Mr. Hattencogs over here. It's like, we start to actually get an actual feeling for his personality. He's a bit shady, but he has good intentions behind everything. Easily one of my favorite characters in Bleach. I enjoy every minute he's on screen. And we get the Soul Society training mini arc. There's a decent amount of comedy here. And we start learning more about who Urahara is-ish. And we learn a decent amount of what Ichigo is capable of. At least for the start of the series. It's still, everyone's lying to him. Pretty much constantly. And we get to see Rukia learning her fate in Soul Society, though she already knew what would happen. And this is our last little slice of life bit with Ichigo and his family for a long time. I can't believe his little sisters got drunk. Oh yeah, I love all the little facial expressions made in Bleach. It's like, there's a very certain charm to him, to Ichigo, and pretty much all the characters in these earlier segments. And you can tell that early Bleach relies a lot more heavily on charm and comedy than later Bleach. But when these moments come up, it's just pure joy. I like rereading these segments specifically. It reminds you of what Ichigo's fighting for and why he wants to save Rukia so much. I wish we'd get more interactions between Ichigo and his sisters throughout the entirety of Bleach, instead of it being, it kind of dwindles down the further and further you get into the series. I love these full panels too. It's kind of epic. Oh yeah, we get these little end of chapter and beginning of chapter segments here. Later on, this becomes the only way we get updates on Kon and Ichigo's sisters. And by the end of this omnibus, we are officially in Soul Society, where Ichigo proves that he's a little bit overpowered for what is expected of him before he gets completely beat by Gin. And after this, We immediately meet Ichigo's cousins. It's like, third omnibus. We are already meeting Ichigo's cousins, even though that's not revealed for well over, I think, 20 more omnibus volumes. We get reunited with the little boy they helped in, I think it was Omnibus 1, maybe Omnibus 2. I think it was Omnibus 1. Yeah, we get to see Ganju, and then in the last chapters of this omnibus, we get to meet, I believe it was Kyaku. It's been a while since I read this one. It's been a month. Oh yeah, her name's Kikaku. Oh yeah, this whole time they're being guided by Yoruichi in cat form, and they don't know that who Yoruichi actually is yet. So that's kind of funny too. I will say they know how to end these volumes on a high note. They managed to space everything in Bleach to make characters seem so small, yet so big. They know how to make a world feel big, even by the end it's not explored too much. Oh yeah, I like these little segments here. But yeah, that's my little review. Well, overview, I guess, of Bleach Omnibus 3. I say this is when Bleach really starts kicking into high gear. It gets its flow in full. It no longer stutters as much. And it gets really good starting here. Obviously, the Soul Society arc is one of the best parts of Bleach. It's the most fluid part of Bleach, most action-packed part of Bleach, kinda, while still maintaining all of its charm without being washed over in a haze of dark. It's like there's a little bit of darkness with Rukia being held for execution, but it's not nearly as thick as it is in Thousand Year Blood War or in the first war arc with Aizen. It's like, this is probably the more lighthearted action-packed segment because the Shinigami arc, it had a lot more slice of life in it to dilute down the action. Here is a comedy action series before it becomes less of a comedy. And it introduces a lot of the main thematical components that Bleach is known for later on down the road. But yeah, I like this. This one's an 8 out of 10.